Sometimes, I notice how my peers, both men and women, look at their reflections with tired eyes, reflecting not only wrinkles, but also memories. These are the traces of their years lived, worries, sleepless nights, and care for their loved ones. But what struck me was my first trip to Japan more than 20 years ago. I was amazed to see a woman at a conference who looked 50, although she was 72. She had smooth skin, almost like porcelain, and a calm, clear gaze. I could not believe my eyes until I saw her passport. This made me wonder why aging is perceived as a sentence for us, while in Japan it is seen as a path to harmony. My name is Andrei Vasilyevich, and I am a doctor with 30 years of experience. Over these years, I have conducted numerous consultations, working with people of all ages, from young girls to elderly women in their 80s. I'm convinced that wrinkles are not just about the skin. They reflect an internal state, accumulated fatigue, and a lack of time for oneself. But this is something that can be changed. Today, I will tell you about Japanese skincare that truly helps to get rid of wrinkles without expensive procedures. This is a method that Japanese women pass down from generation to generation. It is so simple that it is hard to believe, but those who try it are thrilled. And most importantly, at the end of this video, I will share a secret that is usually only told to the closest patients. This is what truly revitalizes the face and restores confidence, even if you are over 60 or 70. Please stay with us. This is not just a story about a cream or a mask. It is a conversation about how to reclaim your reflection, your smile, and your sense of attractiveness. And if you think that nothing can be changed anymore, I want you to hear me. It can, and it should. I remember one of my patients, Margarita Petrovna, who was 68. She came to me saying, "I do not recognize myself. I am tired. My face has sagged. My eyes have lost their sparkle." We started with something simple, a Japanese rice mask that she made at home. A month later, she returned with a new hairstyle, light makeup, and a sparkle in her eyes. "I feel alive and beautiful again," she said. That was the moment when a woman begins to care for herself not out of fear, but out of love. Now honestly, do you allow yourself to enjoy your appearance as you did in your youth? Do you let yourself admire yourself? To give yourself simple beauty and care rituals? If you have even briefly thought about this video is for you. And remember, the most important, the simplest, yet truly life-changing secret I will share at the end. This is something that may surprise you and bring back what seemed lost forever. With age, much changes. The body changes, metabolism slows down, and skin loses its elasticity. But most importantly, the perception of oneself changes. In youth, we look into the mirror with interest, but after 50, we often do so with criticism. This is in vain, because maturity is not a sunset. It is a time of acquired beauty, deep and real. In Japan, there exists a philosophy that resonates deeply with me, and it is called abisabe. This is the art of finding beauty in imperfection, in naturalness, and in the traces of time. Unfortunately, in our culture, wrinkles often evoke fear, and the first gray hairs bring anxiety, although maturity can be refined. Just look at Japanese women. They do not fear aging. They do not strive to erase every line on their faces, but rather care for themselves with love. Moreover, they prefer gentle, non-aggressive procedures, opting for tender, regular rituals. Why is this effective? Because everything is interconnected. Mind, body, emotions, and skin, mood, and hormones, especially after the age of 50. The skin is a mirror of the nervous system. It remembers every time you said, "I am tired," every grievance, every stress. When you are constantly tense, the body produces cortisol, the stress hormone. It literally destroys collagen, worsens skin nourishment, and provokes inflammation. That is why it is so important to learn to let go of your worries. This is the foundation of the Japanese approach to longevity and beauty. Let me share a story with you. I had a patient named Aliftina Nikolaevna, who was 73 years old. She had worked as an accountant her entire life, was strict and composed, rarely smiled, and complained about dry skin, deep nasolabial folds, and a dull complexion. I asked her if she allowed herself to rest, to enjoy, to simply sit with a cup of tea and music. She fell silent, and then said, "I do not remember the last time I did something for myself." We began not with a cream, but with a small ritual, a daily facial massage with warm rice water, a simple practice that Japanese women have used for centuries. Just 5 minutes a day, without haste, plus music, a candle, and calm breathing. After a couple of weeks, Aliftina Nikolaevna returned to me with a gentle smile. "For the first time in a long while, I felt that I have a face and I like it," she said. This is the essence of it. Maturity is not a struggle against age, but the ability to be in harmony with oneself. It is then that the skin begins to respond to care. Japanese women have known this since their youth, but no one taught us this. We were taught to endure, not to complain, to be good. But now, with your experience, wisdom, and a little time for yourself, it is the perfect moment to begin. And you will see that skincare can become a pleasure rather than a chore. Remember one important thing: wrinkles do not disappear out of fear. They soften from love, primarily for oneself, and then it gets even more interesting. In the next part, I will talk about a specific Japanese ingredient that women in Japan have been using for many years. It can be found in almost every home, and in my experience, its effect is one of the fastest and most noticeable. But for now, I will share something that many underestimate. One of the most effective yet inexpensive beauty recipes comes to us from Japan. Not from a pharmacy, not from a salon, but from an ordinary kitchen pot. It is rice, plain white, unpolished rice, but not just as food, rather as the basis for an incredibly effective remedy for wrinkles. Japanese women use this secret as a mask and toner starting from the ages of 25 to 30, and they continue to do so throughout their lives. This is one of their hidden secrets for maintaining youthful skin. Why rice? Because it is rich in natural antioxidants, B vitamins, minerals, and especially an important acid called inositol. Inositol promotes skin regeneration, evens out skin tone, moisturizes, tightens pores, and importantly, slows down the aging of cells. The main thing is that the results are quick to appear. After just 1 week, your skin will become softer and smoother, as confirmed by everyone who has tried this method. How do you prepare a rice mask? The recipe is simple, just like all genius ideas. Take 2 tablespoons of white rice, rinse it thoroughly, and boil it until soft, but not to a mushy state, just slightly overcooked. Drain the water, but do not throw it away. This liquid is liquid gold for your skin. Rinse the rice with warm water. Mash it into a puree and let it cool slightly. Apply the warm mixture to your cleansed face. Leave it on for 15 to 20 minutes. Then rinse it off and wipe your skin with the rice broth. No chemicals, just nature and Japanese wisdom passed down from generation to generation. In my experience, women who perform this procedure 2 to 3 times a week literally transform. Wrinkles become less noticeable, skin becomes firmer, dullness disappears, and importantly, interest in oneself returns. I want to share a story that amazed me. Lyudmila Ivanovna was 70 years old when her granddaughter found this recipe online. At first they laughed. "Well, Grandma, are you going to be like a Japanese woman?" But then Lyudmila Ivanovna tried it, and after a month, she came to my appointment with a neat hairstyle, wearing a light scarf, and with a glowing face, saying, "I no longer feel old. I feel like a woman again." My friends, I beg you, do not postpone. Try it for at least 1 week. Make this care a habit. Add calm music, the aroma of tea, and a few minutes of silence. Make this a ritual of self-love. Many believe that self-care after 60 is a pointless activity, but I will say otherwise. It is necessary. because when you look at yourself with interest, you become alive. When you gently touch your face, you tell your body, I see you. You matter to me. And now, pay attention. In the next part, I will share a second method that helps not only the skin, but also slows down brain aging. This is a Japanese practice that unites body and mind, known only to a few. We have already discussed how rice can restore softness and radiance to the skin. Now I want to talk about the second key element of the Japanese secret, which, strangely enough, is not related to the face, but to the mind. After all, aging begins not with the skin, but in the head. Now imagine. Every morning, you start with a simple ritual. You wipe your face with a warm towel, slowly apply cream, and inhale the aroma of green tea. There is no rush, no phone, just the living moment. This is what the Japanese call ikigai, simple actions that give meaning to the soul. Some believe that rituals serve as anchors for the mind, slowing down the aging processes of the brain, reducing anxiety, and improving focus, which in turn positively affects the condition of the skin, body, and heart. The second Japanese secret lies in the morning routine, which includes silence and movement. What does this entail? Every morning, Japanese retirees dedicate 5 to 10 minutes to light exercises, most often in the style of Tai Chi. After that, they wash their faces with cool water and spend 3 minutes in a state of calm or meditation. Without phones, news, or conversations, just breathing, self-awareness, and a hot cup of tea. This is not just a trend, but a way of life. Research shows that elderly Japanese individuals who adhere to morning routines experience brain aging 10 to 15 years slower. How can you incorporate this into your life? After waking up, do not touch your phone. Stretch, rise, and take 3 to 5 deep breaths. Then, gently move your arms, shoulders, and neck for 5 minutes. This will improve lymph flow and facial circulation. Next, wash your face with cool water or chamomile tea, and pat your skin dry with a soft towel. Sit down and simply be in silence for 30 seconds or a minute. Just be present, just breathe. This is Zen. Only then should you proceed to breakfast and your tasks. This may seem insignificant, but in reality, it sets your mindset for the entire day. It is the key to maintaining clarity of mind, tranquility, and beauty. I remember an old acquaintance of mine, a professor and a sage. He was 78 years old. He lectured daily, rode his bicycle, and looked 60. I asked him how he managed to look so good and maintain his energy. He smiled and replied, "Every morning I greet my body. I exercise and breathe. I thank myself for a new day." In his opinion, those who continue to engage in this, even in old age, live longer and feel happier because they maintain inner resilience, which is the best remedy against aging. Do not think that this is difficult. It is very simple, and therein lies its power. Now, pay attention. There is another aspect that is often underestimated and can literally break a person if overlooked. This is the third piece of advice, uniting everything we have discussed. We have already talked about the miracle rice mask, external care, Japanese morning rituals, and internal care. But there is one more element that connects all we have discussed. It can have a powerful effect or slowly destroy a person if ignored. This is emotional loneliness. There is never anyone around. And when you stop feeling needed, alive, and visible, aging accelerates not only due to genetics, but also when we shut ourselves off. Stop communicating, touching, and looking into each other's eyes. When the morning begins, not with a smile but with news, when the day passes in silence, and even the mirror does not bring joy, it slowly and imperceptibly breaks a person down. I urge you not to postpone conscious actions against this state. In Japan, this problem has long been recognized, and they even have a special term, kodoku, which means the sad loneliness of old age. They have found a way to cope with it. Do you know what allows Japanese people to maintain their health and vitality after the age of 60 and 70. It is tactile sensations, engagement, and service to the community. Women gather in clubs, cook, and teach the youth, while men work as gardeners or mentors. Almost everyone finds something to do, even if it is just feeding birds or cleaning the area. Why is this important? Because when a person feels their significance, their hormonal balance is restored, and serotonin, oxytocin, and dopamine are released. These hormones are the best friends of your skin, immune system, and mental clarity. Let me tell you a story. Maria Alexeyevna is 75 years old and has been my longtime patient. She lived alone for a long time. Her son is in another city, and her husband passed away early. She complained of fatigue, a gray complexion, and rapid aging. No creams helped. I suggested that she not focus on procedures, but join a library club. She began reading aloud to children at an orphanage. Within a month, her face became more animated. After 3 months, the bags under her eyes disappeared. 6 months later, she fell in love. Yes, at 75 years old, she came to me and said, "You brought me back to life, not with creams and masks, but with participation." This is the third secret. You cannot take care of your skin while forgetting about your heart. You cannot care for your face while losing your humanity, soul, and connection to society. What can you do right now? Call a friend and chat. Invite a neighbor for tea. Pet a dog. Sign up for a workshop. Hug a loved one. These are simple things, but they enliven your life. Strangely enough, they make your face come alive. Here are 3 simple steps that unite everything. External care, such as a rice mask. Internal setting, like a morning ritual. And social warmth, being needed. These components enhance each other and provide the most valuable feelings of harmony and fullness of life. Now, let me tell you what I promised to reveal only at the end. It is not a cream, not a product, and not even an exercise. It is one glance, one thought, one change in your internal dialogue that can change everything. Usually, I share this only with those who are ready for change. We have come a long way today, and if you have read up to this point, I sincerely thank you. It means that you truly care about yourself, and you will succeed. Let me remind you of the 3 simple steps that have become true Japanese beauty secrets. The first is the rice mask. Ordinary rice, boiled and given a little attention, will restore your skin's youth. Try it 2 to 3 times a week, and you will be amazed at how quickly it responds with gratitude. The second is a morning ritual of silence and movement. Do not rush in the morning. Gentle movements, breathing, cool water, and mindfulness. This way, you are not just waking up. You are tuning yourself for the day and helping your body to live rather than age. The third is participation. Being needed, being present. It is like oxygen for the soul. Without the soul, no skin shines, no matter how well it is cared for. Now, as promised, I am sharing with you my personal bonus, which I call the breath of youth. This is a small ritual that I practice regularly and recommend to all my patients. It requires no expense and is quite effective. The breath of youth takes just 1 minute a day. Get comfortable and close your eyes. Inhale slowly through your nose while counting to 4. Hold your breath for a count of 2. Then exhale gently through your mouth while counting to 6. Repeat this 5 times. This ritual helps to relax the facial muscles, calm the nervous system, improve skin tone, and initiate rejuvenation processes. It is truly simple. However, it is precisely such actions that lead to real changes when they become a part of your life. In conclusion, I want to emphasize, take care of yourself. Time is precious at any age. Remember that it is not age that ages us, but fatigue, apathy, and loneliness. It is possible and worthwhile to say goodbye to these states. Allow yourself to shine, smile, and feel attractive. Even if you are 60, 70, or older, this is not the end. It can be the beginning of a new blossoming in your life. Please write in the comments which of the 3 tips you would like to try first. I would be very interested to know what resonates with you. And please share this video with your loved ones. Let your mother, aunt, friend, or neighbor also know that beauty does not depend on age, but on one's attitude towards oneself. Subscribe so you do not miss new conversations about beauty, wisdom, health, and inner peace. We have a lot of useful and warm content ahead. Thank you. Stay healthy. And remember, even a small step can change your life for the better.